up, y'all? It's Icon here talking a little Arrow, episode 7, Purgatory, which is, we're on Lian Yu. In the previous episode, after the Groundhog Day episode, Oliver and Laura were transported to Lian Yu along with the rest of the team. And, they get there, Lila's there. Apparently Lila snatched them up, and she's the one that brought the team to Lian Yu. She called Dinah, Renee, and Roy, and had them bring the plutonium. And then she was just like, she had like this little spear in her hand, and she was like, this device, the monitor told me we need to activate this device. They brought it back to Lian Yu, because since Lian Yu has like mystical, magical powers or properties, whatever, she was like, how the power of Lian Yu is the only thing that can really operate this device, and they need it to stop the crisis. Oliver even said at one point, he was like, first of all, why are, because he asked her, he was like, why are we on Lian Yu? And then he was just like, the last time I was here, this place was actually blown up. And now it's like, it's green and beautiful. And I thought that too. I was like, why does everything look okay? But he restored the island, because they needed the island to be restored in order to harness its power. So, when Dinah and them come in with the plutonium, the plane gets shot down. They were surprised because they thought they were the only people on the island. The plane gets shot down, and then Dinah, Renee, and Roy ended up in one spot, the plutonium landed in another. So Diggle, Connor, and Lila, they go after the Roy and them, they go after the people, and Oliver and Laurel go after the plutonium. Mia was pissed at Oliver because Oliver had also let everybody know that, like, listen, once the crisis gets started, he was just like, I'm gonna die. Diggle was just like, I don't believe that, Oliver. I believe we can change it. And then Mia was like, wait, what do you mean you die? Because Mia and William, they were just like, yeah, something happened to my dad, and like we just never. There was like, he went to play hero, and then we never saw him again. They didn't know that he like specifically supposed to die in the crisis. So that came out, and then Mia got upset, and then Connor told him, he was just like, listen, like, I know you're mad, whatever, but if it's true that he is supposed to die in this crisis, like, let's enjoy the time that we have with them. So, Oliver and Laurel, they find the case, and then they get rolled up on by Fires from season 1. So another callback, and like I said, I'm loving the Arrow callbacks this season, and Fires was a really cool callback because Fires was like the OG, like Fires was like the original like Arrow villain, and not only was Fires brought back, so was Yao Fei. Like, Yao Fei was, Yao Fei is the reason why Oliver even became the Green Arrow. So shout out to Yao Fei. It's a shame they couldn't get Shadow or Slade, because Yao Fei had said to Oliver at one point, he was because when Oliver saw that Fires was alive, he was just like, then he saw that Yao Fei was alive. He was like, yo, who else is here? And then he was like, everyone who's been with you from the start. And I'm like, does that mean Shadow and Slade? But no, we didn't get Shadow and Slade, but it was awesome to see Yao. It was awesome to see Yao Fei and Fires, like those two actors, still getting a paycheck off of Arrow, because the two of them, like, they were in season 1, and their arc ended in season 1, and they never came back. Well, Yao Fei came back like one more time, but Oliver was like going crazy, whatever. He's like hallucinating. So, so Diggle and Connor, they find and Dinah and Lila, they find Dinah, and Renee. Like, Renee's busted up. Lila takes Renee back to the camp. Dinah, Connor, and Diggle, they find Roy. Roy's on the ground, and Roy's got his arm pinned down under some landing gear. And this is pretty interesting because the episode with Adrian Chase, a lot of people were saying like, oh, this is the season that Roy's gonna get, because like Roy's supposed to be Arsenal, like he calls himself Arsenal. He's supposed to get his arm chopped off. He's supposed to have like the mechanical arm. We saw Oliver with the mechanical arm in Star City 2046, but everybody swore on the Bible that Roy was going to lose his arm in the season with Adrian Chase. They even brought Roy back in that season too, but no, he as soon as they said that his arm is pinned under the landing gear, I was like, here it comes. And the only way to get his arm out from under was to amputate, because, Fires' men was coming, the ground beneath them was about to explode, so Connor took the machete, and Roy was just like, yo, do it, it's not where, like, you do what you gotta do. They cut Roy's arm off, and it sucks that we got this in the final season, because I would have liked to have. I mean, and I'm pretty sure in the season finale of Arrow, or hell, even during the crisis, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a scene where we see Roy with the metal arm, like doing all cool Arsenal shit. But it would have been nice to have seen that like a little bit more. But like, I'm just happy we're gonna get it, because even at the end of the episode, when Roy had his arm, like sewed up or whatever, when everybody was leaving the island, like Roy stayed on the island, and he was like, yeah, one of Diggle's fancy. He literally said one of his like fancy doctors are gonna come. He said he's on his way to the island because they got something. He said they got something that'll take care of me. So Roy's gonna pop up in like episode 3 of the Crossover with the metal arm. They trust. So then after that, they bring him back to camp. Yao Oliver ends up going after Oliver, and Yao Fei end up going after Fires. They go to Fires camp. He's not there. He set a booby trap for him. Yao Fei and Oliver had a little conversation where Yao Fei told him, he was like, yo, you should be with your family. You shouldn't be going after Fires. And he's like, I'm trying to protect my family. He's like, no, you're not trying to protect them. He's like, you just don't want to be around them. You're avoiding them. There's a difference. And then he was just like, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to my daughter, thanks to you. So he was like, yo, go be with your kids. So, they break out of camp. They go back to the, to the good guy camp. Fires and his men are planning an assault. And then Oliver tells everybody, he's like, listen, we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's go. Let's take down Fires and give William time to get this device in order. So, the whole Green Arrow crew, they go after Fires, Yao Fei included. There's like this huge battle between Fires and his people. Even Wintergreen, like the dude who had the Slade mask, that's Winter. I didn't even notice that. That was Wintergreen, and because they got Wintergreen on Titans and he's black on Titans, and on Titans I don't remember him wearing the Slade mask, but that was actually a cool little thing. So anyway, the whole group gets into a fight, and then William has the device connected. He's trying to get the device to come on, and then come to find out the device can only be activated by DNA, because William said that once we turn the device on, the device will tap into the energy that exists in the island. And since all these people like Yao Fei and like Fires, they're supposed to be dead anyway, their energy's included because they make up the essence of the island. So he was like, this device will absorb all that energy, and then like all these ghosts will disappear. So they were just like, well, that's how we defeat him. We just get this thing to turn on, but it wouldn't turn on. So everybody assumed Oliver's DNA is what turns it on, and come to find out it wasn't his DNA, it was actually Lila's DNA. So when Lila touches it, it activates. The energy goes into the spear. Lila absorbs it. Fires, Yao Fei, and everybody disappeared. We never actually saw Yao Fei disappear. We never even got a goodbye scene with Yao Fei, so that kind of sucked. But everyone disappeared. And then Lila, she was just like, I know what I have to do. And then she just walked away into the abyss, and then we never saw her again. So then, so after that, they were just like, all right, well, we defeated Fires. We got the device to turn on. Lila's gone, so now we just got to go home and wait. Wait for the crisis and see what happens. Oliver basically did his farewell tour. Like, he said goodbye to Roy. He said goodbye to Dinah. He said goodbye to Renee. Him and Diggle had a nice little conversation. He said goodbye to William, and then he went to the grave where his dad was buried, where Yao Fei was buried, where Shadow was buried. And then Mia showed up, and then the two of them had their talk, and then she thanked him for, because Mia she ain't know shit about his legacy. And she was just like, like, I hated you for a long time, because everybody always told me about who you were. And I hated that, because she was like, you being a hero is what kept you from me. But she was like, now that I've lived it with you, like, I got to see it. She was like, respect. And then she was like, thank you for letting me be a part of it. And then, then they hugged, and then she was, Oliver did tell Digley, he was like, yo, get these brats out of here before the crisis. But the sky, just like on The Flash, the sky turned red. Lila showed up. She got her new fancy costume on, and then Oliver was like, what's going on? And then Lila was like, the crisis is here, Oliver. And we're off to the races. So now it's crisis time. So we are here. Good episode of Arrow, good Yao Fei callback. And like I said, the crisis starts today. Today actually. So we'll see who lives, who dies, what worlds collide, what worlds live, what worlds die. My crisis prediction. I just want Black Lightning and Supergirl on the same Earth with everybody else. I don't care what happens. I don't care who lives. I don't care who dies. I'm tired of the the stupid excuse of like, oh, we can't call Supergirl for help because she's on Earth 38. I mean, you got an extrapolator. You can just jump to her Earth and come back anytime you want. So that whole excuse is just out the window. Merge these fools, put them on the same Earth, and let's get this Justice League thing popping on CW TV. Hopefully we get Jennifer and Nyssa and like other characters in the crossover as well. So thank you for tuning in. That was my Arrow review for episode 7. Episode 8 of Arrow will take place during the crossover. Then we've got 2 more episodes to go before the series finale of Arrow. And like I said, I'm not ready for it. So thank you for tuning in. Keep it locked for more Crisis stuff. And until next time, y'all, I'm out this bitch.